Everybody always asking about KDA, so let's go ahead and look. Maybe I should just start the darn stream off with KDA after I finish it up, Bitcoin. All right, here we go. Well, I've recently done an analysis on it, yeah, and has a chance actually to keep bouncing from here. Okay. And if you're interested in KDA, you're also going to want to check out the Bitcoin analysis from today, because it's a little tricky, and I think there's going to be a pullback with potential continuation thereafter. So I'm going to base my ideas on Kadena off of that, and the idea that Bitcoin mixed with the idea that Bitcoin dominance is skyrocketing. So Bitcoin to the upside should outperform Kadena for the most part. If Bitcoin pulls back 4.5%, I would expect Kadena to pull back every bit of that up to 10%. So let's get so 10% is exactly that line. So based off my Bitcoin analysis, where I think either, so this is the daily chart. Let me go to the 1 hour chart. Let me put on the 1 hour 200 EMA. All right. I think during this pullback, I think this has a strong chance of bouncing one more time exactly on this pink line at $2.01. And my idea for Bitcoin is either Bitcoin high over this high will either make a lower high or a higher high after about a bounce. After a bounce. So I don't know which one will happen, but as of now, I think it's the big arrow. So if that guess is correct, and Bitcoin charges up to 35K, I would expect this green zone to be where it stops, unless you see Bitcoin dominance really start to drop along the time that price of Kadena is getting up here. If Bitcoin dominance starts dropping on that chart, so it's a totally different chart, but if you see a drop, then Kadena has a chance to hit these. But if Bitcoin's going up and the Bitcoin dominance is not dropping very much at all, like it needs to be really starting to leg down. If it's not really legging down around the time Kadena is hitting $2.70, then $2.70 is probably going to stop Kadena. If you see price, Kadena right here, and then Bitcoin dominance looks, started like it's getting ready to fall off a cliff, it looks like it might fall off a cliff. That's when you can consider the next target, 330. But it's just local highs. It's either going to hit that local high or that local high, because that's where everybody's going to sell. That's where sellers would overwhelm the buyers. That's where buyers would stop buying, really, or at least a large portion of them. So it's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy just with horizontals. You don't need anything fancy. If Bitcoin gets to 35K, it will hit one of those, and it'll stop there with an extremely high probability. And, in this case, you only need simple tools. So on its way up to one of these, it'll probably oscillate. The 1 hour Stokes will probably have price oscillating, above the orange line to wicking below the orange line, above the orange line, wicking to the orange line, stuff like that. And so this orange line will come and play after the next bump up. So potential retracement, then the next move up. If Bitcoin hits 35K, Kadena would then get above its 1 hour 200, but I don't think it's going to stick its landing this time. I actually think it's going to hit $2.01 first, and that would be my guess. So those are my two guesses on Kadena in the short term, and that's what we got. And I'll do a long-term analysis when something changes in the chart.